On the rocky and cold coast of Norway, there lived a quiet man named Eric. For more than 20 years, he had worked as the keeper of an old lighthouse that stood alone by the sea. Every evening, as the sun disappeared behind the gray clouds, Eric would climb the narrow spiral stairs, light the great lamp at the top, and watch its beams stretch far across the dark water. That light was his duty, his pride, and his only companion. Eric had lost his wife many years ago, and his only son had gone to live in the city. The lighthouse was the only home he had left. The people in the nearby village respected him deeply. They said he had a light not just in the tower, but also in his heart. One night, in the middle of winter, the worst storm in decades struck the coast. The waves rose like mountains, crashing against the rocks. The rain beat hard against the windows, and the wind screamed so loudly that it sounded like the sea itself was crying. Eric knew that ships would be struggling to find their way, so he climbed the tower to check the lamp. But when he reached the top, a powerful gust of wind shattered the glass of the great lamp. The fire went out instantly. Darkness covered the sea. Eric tried again and again to relight it, but the rain kept blowing through the broken window. His hands were shaking, his coat was soaked, and the cold bit into his bones. For a moment, he sat there on the floor, whispering to himself, "Maybe I can't do this anymore." Then he remembered the words his father had told him long ago when he was a child. "When you lose the light, be the light." So Eric took his small lantern, the one he used for walking down to the shore, and climbed to the highest window of the tower. He held it out with both hands, shielding it from the wind, keeping the little flame alive through the long, freezing night. He stayed there for hours, his fingers numb and his eyes half closed from exhaustion. But he refused to let the light die. When dawn finally came, the storm began to fade. Through the mist, Eric saw a ship anchored safely near the shore. Later that morning, the captain came to the lighthouse and said, "We saw a tiny light through the storm. It was faint, but it was enough. It saved us." Years passed, and Eric grew old. He no longer climbed the stairs as easily, but the villagers often visited him. He would tell their children the story of that night, of the storm, and of the small lantern that guided a ship home. And every time, he ended his story with the same words. Hope is not about how bright the light is. It is about keeping it alive, even when the world around you is dark.